Today I'm going to show you guys how to progress your gear right from the early game to the very end game. We're going to use the battle simulator to showcase this. It's the most convenient and fastest way for me to represent, and I want you guys to pay attention to this right here. The buffs from equipment, look for the stats, and we're going to start off with everyone's favorite, Cavalry. And Cavalry is, as usual, blessed with the early game items, especially the weapon and the pants, because they're part of a set and they give you a lot of stats right away. So let me just get all the greens in place so we can discuss each piece. So yeah, weapon and pants set items, really good. And from here, you really want to go for the windswept set. So easy choice. Windswept is really good for cavalry and generally good for every troop type, but for cavalry it also gives a lot of stats along the way. So after you got your 4-piece windswept, what you can do next is actually replace a blue piece with another blue piece if you want to. This one gives you a lot of defense, and now you can switch the windswept gloves or the epic gloves, which give you a lot of health and attack. Really good pair. And from here you could go, for the epic route, you could go something like the Heart of the Saint, which is a really good weapon with a lot of defense, and then the Gladiator, which gives you a lot of health. And if you really want to, you could go for purple pieces, so you can get even more defense, and you're gonna lose out the march speed for attack. I think these are cavalry ones. And from here, it's the end game part. So ideally, you want to start off with actually getting the KVK items here. So replacing the blue helm with the KVK helm is a massive upgrade. From here, you could go with the set boots, which gives you, I believe, health. And then the set piece, which gives you health as well. And from here, maybe you get lucky from crystal keys, so you can get your Ash of the Dawn. And same thing with the gloves with Navarre's Control. And then of course the KVK sword is the best in slot. So as you can see, we got 2-piece bonus with the chest and the boots. We got 2 KVK items. And in the past, I really didn't make these because they were too expensive. But nowadays, they cost the same as the set pieces. Plus, they're gonna give us more ways to get conquest coins, and they're gonna give us 2 blueprints per KVK starting from March 5th. So getting more KVK items in your setup, even as free to play, I believe is more valuable, because once you exchange the coins for the blueprint, you get the full blueprint compared to the fragments that you have to grind, like for example the chest and the boots. So in this scenario, oh right, I forgot about the accessories. The accessories before Season of Conquest, I think should be just make those KVK March speed flags, and then save up materials and whatnot for the Season of Conquest when you just go for horn and rings. Like, I think it's the most basic way, and it's the most powerful way to get ahead. So when it comes to equipment, like upgrades, I think the KVK weapon and helm are like obviously the best things you can do. Then accessories, of course. And for a free-to-play low spender, you want to upgrade the boots, the gloves, pants, and then the chests. I talked about this in my order for the free-to-play, and it still hasn't changed. And yeah, I think we covered everything that needs to be covered for Cavalry. Very good. And it's the second most free-to-play friendly set, in my opinion. just because of the way you can get all these best in slot items like Navarre's Control and Ashdown you could get for crystal keys. The chances are a bit low, but you know, there are still a chance. Like in my experience, I got Navarre's Control from actual crystal keys and Ash of the Dawn. Actually, I got Ash of the Dawn twice, and in my case, I was very fortunate to actually get them both talented. So I was very, very fortunate, and I'm just showing you guys that, hey, maybe you can get lucky too. You never know. Now we're moving to Infantry, which is the most free-to-play friendly equipment-wise. I'm gonna start off with the very basics first. So let me see what we have in stock. So we got green pieces and even a white piece in here. We got 2 of these. And with Infantry, the good thing is the Lost Canyon shop, like I mentioned numerous times, but we'll get that very soon. So for Infantry in the early game, as Infantry it is the slowest unit type except Siege, I think the logical part is to go for the Windswept because it also offers stats to Infantry and more importantly gives you march speed. So from here you go for more Windswept, and at this rate you could go for the full Windswept, and from here you could probably make your way towards Karak Pants and then the Blue Shield. Blue Shield is a staple and it won't be changed until the very end. And from here, really, the options are honestly to either get the set gloves first, because for the boots, you actually want to get the shields. The shields are boosts that you can find in the Lost Canyon shop. You can get this as early as KVK 1. Same thing with the Eternal Pants. Maybe you can even skip the Epic Pants entirely and go straight to the Eternal Pants and upgrade them with each KVK, which is something I've been doing, and I got 2 of these pairs crit. And from here, I think the most logical point is to really go for Hope Cloak. I don't think the Epic chest is worth it. And for the helm, you want to go for the set, because I think you still want the 2-piece set somewhere, and I think helm and the gloves make the most sense. Like how able are you to upgrade everything? And in the end, you want to get the KVK hammer. Now the accessories, before Season Conquest, like I said, you want the flag, but also Egg Event gives you an option to go for Greatest Glory. A Greatest Glory for Infantry is really good if you're planning to go for Liuche, and if you are serious about Infantry, you should really be doing that. And Greatest Glory gives you just that. Gives you a pretty much all damage boost right away, and it's really worthwhile. But when you reach Zero Conquest and maybe work your way up, you can go for Horn. If you're using Gorgo Liuche, for example, you can go for the ring as well. So when it comes to the tiers upgrading, I think the same logic applies to the Cavalry. Like you want to focus on the KVK weapon. It's the best value. Then you can do accessories, and then of course the pants and the boots. Hope Cloak is another piece that can be found from the crystal keys, so maybe you get lucky, but otherwise keep it last. You don't really need it as a free-to-play. And of course, in order to upgrade the set pieces, you really need to get lucky from things like Hunt for History and Egg Event. Now we're gonna go to Archers, and I'm gonna do that very, very quickly. Burika, why not? And Archers are the least free-to-play friendly, in my opinion. Just because if you want to go for the full dragon set, they're all set pieces, and set pieces are a bit harder to grind for the free-to-play than the KVK items. At least that's what I feel. And with the upcoming update, it will be much easier, I believe, to actually get these conquest coins. So let's start things off with the most basic setup available for archers. So we got the green sword, which is usually an infantry sword. So let's go for helm. Chest piece. Wow, it's a white piece. Green gloves, which are actually better than they meets the eye. We got the green pants and the green boots. Yeah. So at this state, you want to go for the blue chest piece, which gives you health. Health is actually a really good piece. From here, you could honestly make your way towards the revival set right away. I think a good upgrade is the weapon, which gives you defense. It is the blue staff. From here, you can keep the gloves for last even. And from here, you can go for the revival pants and the helmet, and then work your way towards the boots that give health. And then you can go for chest piece, then the gloves, and then the golden age. And from here, you have two choices. You could go for the 2 KVK items, which honestly I feel more inclined towards because I think it's easier. But of course, if your kingdom that you're in actually wins KVKs, and even if you don't get all the kills and all the coins you can get, you can still like trade your way to get at least 1 coin or 2 each KVK. But you need 2 to actually get a print of the KVK items. So from here, we could do something like going for the dragon chest piece, which gives you health. Then you can go for the weapon. You could go for the KVK items, like I said, and we're gonna do it for this time around. But if you go full dragon set, just know it's probably gonna take you longer to actually upgrade all the pieces. Let's be honest. So we got the Hydro Bow, and then we got the attack mask, and then from here we go for the set boots, the set pants, and the set gloves. Now for the accessories, like I said, the KVK flag, just make a bunch of these before you actually enter City of Conquest. Use them, very good value. And then once you enter City of Conquest, you could just do your basic horn and ring. And from here, like the upgrade order is also pretty much the same. Like KVK items, accessories, boots, gloves, pants, chests, that order. And honestly, I am currently doing I have currently the 4-piece dragon set, and I'm going for the 6-piece dragon set. So if you're going for the dragon piece full set, you could do something like this, and you wouldn't really go too wrong. But just know that's probably gonna take you longer to upgrade to the next tiers if you do it this way. So that's the only downside. So the most free-to-play friendly troop type when it comes to upgrading your equipment is actually infantry. The second most friendly is the cavalry, and last is archers. Now we're going to talk about leadership. Leadership is a troop type that I found easier to do in game rather than in the simulator, just because there's a lot of pieces that are not bound to one single troop type, so it gets kind of messy in the simulator. But I wouldn't really recommend using leadership equipment sets, and if you're someone who's been already done it like myself, I could give you the rundown really quickly. So basically the main crutch of the leadership archers is the march speed, especially if you're running mixed troop scenario. And ideally, I think the most painless way to do it is to go first full windswept set, Windswept set gives you march speed on each piece. We already covered how great it is. But the one pieces that are not windswept are the weapon and the pants. So for starting point there should be the green, or I should say the blue archer staff, and for the pants you could do also blue archer defense. And from there you could, if you want to upgrade it, you could just go for the leadership set pieces. So the weapon and the pants, which both give you really good affixes like troop health and march speed to infantry, which is your slowest troop type. And from there you want to progressively upgrade the windswept pieces to the actual 6 set pieces. So you got the chest piece, then you get the helm. The gloves and boots are not that great because they give march speed to siege, and who really uses siege, so it's not actually like a big priority. So there you go. I also want to show you guys that I'm talking from experience and I'm taking my own advice as I go. So this is like my main infantry march, and the only thing I'm really missing is the KVK hammer, which I already have the print off, but I'm gathering all the materials needed to actually craft it. As for my cavalry has been a bit is in a weird shape just because I have the 4P set, and going for the KVK items now feels a bit awkward, but we shall see. And for my archer march, as you can see, I'm doing the 4-piece, and not in the order like I said, but that's simply because in your playing journey you might get some luck. Otherwise, like, you might get some blueprints before the others. Like, for example, I got this helm mainly from alliance mobilization, you know, like choice equipment choice chests, and it's events like these that kind of push you maybe doing something earlier than you were supposed to. But that's okay, just continue improving your equipment and every single stat counts. And obviously equipment and getting all this in relatively short time is not really possible for the free-to-play, but I just want to give you guys some guidelines and give you some direction where you want to go if you're not feeling sure on what to do. So if you guys enjoyed the video, consider subscribing to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.